Welcome back to Houston Life. Home design expert Dee Brown is known for her simple approach and her love for do-it-yourself projects.
Yeah, she believes you don't have to spend a lot of time or money to create a big impact. And today she's tackling the dining room.
Who says giving your dining room a facelift has to be expensive or stressful? Spoiler alert, it doesn't. With a little sweat equity and planning, you can turn your space into something you'll want to show off. Here's how I gave my dining room a glow up. Day 1, prep work and paint. Paint is the most affordable way to change the vibe of a room. I chose a fresh, bright color and matched the walls to the ceiling for a seamless, airy feel. Tip number 1, you want your room to feel bigger? Paint the walls and ceilings the same color. Now let's talk about wallpaper. Wallpaper can add major personality, and peel and stick options make it super easy and affordable. Tip number 2, if you're tackling a bigger wall, get wider wallpaper rolls, period. Otherwise, you'll be stuck with the repeat pattern. I wasn't too happy about that and needed to figure something out, but more on that later. Now that I'm about wrapped here with the paint, I'm gonna let it dry and go to the next thing on my list. Okay, now it's time for the fun part. We get to decorate, and part of decorating is getting these chairs reupholstered. The upholstery shop here in Houston is gonna give me a little help to spruce up these chairs to take them from drab to fab. Reupholstering is one of my favorite ways to refresh a space. And guess what? The upholstery shop in Houston has free fabric options. Yes, you heard me right, free.
We do have a bonus that if you do find fabric here in our warehouse and it is the right amount of yardage that you need for your chairs, then the fabric is free to you because we are trying to empty out our warehouse.
Tip number 3, when planning your makeover, don't skip researching local businesses. They often have hidden gems that let you save big while scoring high quality items and services. Once I chose a durable performance fabric for those chairs, I was out of there. Now fast forward a couple of days, the paint was dry and the wallpaper, well, that's another story. I have a little explanation for you. Remember that wallpaper that I was working on? Yeah, that is a no-go. And now we have this. This was totally a happy accident. The wallpaper started to peel. Long story short, we ripped it down and got this gorgeous vibe. And I'm very, very happy. We're keeping it. Now for the fun part, setting the table. Creating a gorgeous holiday table doesn't require a shopping spree. Tip number 4, before you even think about decorating, do a quick inventory of what you already have. It saves money and ensures you're only buying what you truly need. Here, I mixed items I already had with a few new pieces from JCPenney. And voila, a holiday table that's chic and sentimental. And just like that, my dining room was ready for the holidays and without breaking the bank.
All right, well, the finished product is beautiful. Dee Brown joins us now in Studio B. It's great to see you, Dee Brown.
Good to see them both of you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And Dee Brown was one of the OG producer reporters on Houston Life. 2 of your kids are here with you today. Dylan, who's 9, and Nia, who's 6 years old, your other daughter, who's 2. I mean, your kids are growing up. Life
They
is
are
busy.
growing up, yes, and I am constantly trying to cover up the grays that are popping through because of it. Children keep you young, insert sarcasm, but
Children keep you.
Preach to
Heather's like,
oh, she
people
gets
agree.
it, right?
Well, and that's what makes your design skills even more impressive, I think, because anyone who has time, even 5 minutes to do something beautiful, I mean, you want to keep things minimal, simple, easy. We just saw that in the story you produced for us. Can we have a go back on the wallpaper? So what happened, and would you do it again?
You too, it was a total headache. I have to be honest, the DIY wasn't DIYing. It wasn't as simple as it looked. So I had this vision. I was like, Ken, let's do this wallpaper where our wall was textured. So you can't put wallpaper on a textured wall
And a lot of us
Because
have
it doesn't
textured
stick,
walls.
so is that a hard time sticking too?
Well, it doesn't have a hard time sticking, but you just see the texture coming through the wallpaper.
Okay.
It's not cute.
Yeah.
And we had a darker color. So I bought the rolls. First of all, the rolls were too short. If you have a big wall, you want to widen those rolls so that the design isn't repeating. It was just too
redundant.
Yeah.
So Ken rolled up those sleeves to put in some sweat equity, and he actually got the joint compound to retexture the wall to give it a flat surface.
Okay.
Well, something happened between applying that, the paint, and it not drying. I still put up the wallpaper. It started peeling. He snatched it down, and guess what? It was a beautiful disaster. It was by accident. So it's like this Mediterranean, distressed look. And y'all, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
It turned out beautifully.
It really
It
did.
really did. But what's your takeaway, though, for someone at home, because a lot of us have textured walls, would you go for the wallpaper? Or if you have textured walls, just absolutely, it's a no-go?
Let me
Not
say
worth
this.
it.
I love wallpaper because I love what it can do. It's affordable. You can get the peel and stick, and you can do it yourself. But if you have a situation with textured walls, try to think of something else. Maybe think of art. Maybe
Okay.
think of something alternative that you can do. You can do art with the sconces and still make an impact.
Or a new
right?
paint color, right?
You could do
Yeah,
a new paint-
absolutely.
You could do a new paint color. And so the thing is that know what you're getting into, because we really didn't know. So we were YouTubing and TikToking, and we were trying to figure it out because I had to meet the deadline.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm glad that you did that for us, and we don't have to worry about that.
It's true. I gotta tell you though, YouTube, I retiled a bathroom once because I
Yeah,
learned how to do it on
yeah.
YouTube. There's so many incredible
There are.
resources online. Okay, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. More with home design expert Dee Brown when Houston Life returns. We still have so many questions for you.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Okay, perfect.
Lots of answers.
And hopefully in the next block.
Welcome back to Houston Life. We are back with home design expert Dee Brown. And before the break, we saw how she dressed up her dining room for the holidays. And now she's got simple, minimal tips for seasonal decor, including some items that can be used year round. First of all, I want to jump straight into the upholstery because
Yes.
you have practice in this. You've done this before, right?
So I have, okay. So I think I did relatively well.
Yeah.
About a year ago, I recovered 4 chairs. So I found these chairs on Facebook Marketplace, antique chairs. I got all 4 for $50.
Oh, that's
Wow.
great. Yeah.
So Ken painted them, and I went and got like a performance fabric from Joann's, and I recovered them. And it was a really easy job.
Were these the black chairs?
Those were the black
I saw when
chairs.
you posted this on
Yes.
Instagram. They're beautiful.
Okay.
I love them. But the new end chairs, I went and got kind of more modern chairs, and I was like, let's kind of spiff this up a little bit. And so we went to the upholstery shop here in Houston, locally owned. What I love about them is that if you go through their stock of fabric that was there from the previous owner, you find something in that, like, it's kind of like finding the needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
You can get it for free, the fabric, but you
okay.
still pay for the upholstery job, but you get the fabric for free. So I really lucked up, and I found a performance fabric with a really nice print that really sets off the space.
Okay.
And the finished product of those chairs, it really is
awesome.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things that, unless you're an upholstery expert, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't tackle if you're using it every day, right? And researching local deals, this is one of your tips. I mean, there are so many. Obviously, there are the bigger stores people think of, like going to Michael's or going to Home Goods or something
Yeah.
like that, where you can find an inexpensive decor item. But you say, don't forget about those mom and shop businesses.
Yeah, you want to shop local, you can really get some good deals. I've been running across different deals that are anywhere between 40 to 60% off. So if you look here, you see like the little sequin, Christmas tree there, and like the candy cane themed. Those are like $5 a piece. And so for me, because I am very minimalist, I like to create moments, because you want to kind of take it all in, and you don't want competing pieces. So I get just enough to add that flair, and then I let the rest breathe.
Well, it's because it's sparkly, right? And you look at something
I
sparkly, that
know.
reminds you of the
It
holidays.
does. And for
So-
$5, I'm like,
I'm
yeah,
getting
this
it.
is all about the holidays.
Yeah.
How about that?
What if you don't have the space though, Dee? Because there are things, I mean, decor that is like a Christmas tree with sparkles on it, there's a limited amount of time we can
course.
use that, or only one time during the year. You have a photo that you sent us that I think has these bright red hydrangeas.
Yes.
And this is an example of an item that obviously that vase you can use year round. You've paired it with these hydrangeas, but you could use these in a number of ways throughout the season.
And that's how I like to shop. To me, that's shopping smart. So you really get to stretch your dollar. This vase, I got it from JCPenney. A lot of times we think of JCPenney, we think of kind of old-fashioned, right? It's so different now. Do not underestimate them. If you're shopping for pieces for your home, go check them out.
I don't even think of them as having home stuff.
No, and they do. And get this, I went 2 weeks ago to buy pillows that were marked at $42, and I got them for $6 a piece.
That's what we're talking about.
And they're
That is what
nice,
I'm talking
and they are a total vibe. But those hydrangeas, like I got 6 stems for about $15 from Amazon. So I can use them throughout the year, and that's really what I wanted. And I love fresh flowers. Don't get it twisted. You know I love flowers.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. I'm going to find other spaces for it, but it works perfectly in the dining space. I can use it past December, past January, and then it adds that pop of color to such a neutral space.
Oh, yeah. And the red is also holiday-esque in my eyes. I think it's so great, but it does, in a very light-colored area, add that pop. Now, here's my question with candles. I have a problem with candles because I just throw them all. I throw everything I have in the dining room. I figure out, hey, it's a nice time that everybody's going to be coming and seeing my dining room. Let's just put everything out, but that's really not the way to go.
But why not? That's a maximalist look. You go for minimal
sometimes,
typically.
And it depends on who the person is, right? And sometimes you have to go maximalist. But for me, I'm kind of more minimal because, again, I like to create those moments. And so here, those white candle holders, they were just hanging around. And I love the black taper candles. It's just something about a moody vibe that I love to create for our home. But I was like, I need to dress this table up a little bit more. I went and got 6 feet of ribbon from the Dollar Tree for $1.25, which is really not $1, but we'll talk more about that later. And I cut the ribbon and tied it around. And again, very simple. Do not overthink it. We are down to the wire.
Yeah.
Okay, Thanksgiving is just days away. Do not stress yourself out. You want to do inventory, but don't overthink it. Simple things like that can totally pack a punch.
It is really simple, and it's something I would never have thought of. At the Nutcracker Market a couple weeks ago, I bought some beautiful houndstooth ribbon. I mean, do I need ribbon? No, but I saw this ribbon and I was like, I have to have this ribbon.
You're going to find a place for it.
From the Paul Michael Company. And I could totally imagine just wrapping a bow around a candle holder. It's clever, it's simple, you can redo it next season, but you're not buying another item. Hey, last tip, because we are out of time. When you were creating this dining table look, I noticed that you had a lot of different vessels, vases, candle holders, all those things. You were suggesting to us during the break, people oftentimes get into trouble because they don't take inventory of what they already have at home. What's the best way to do that?
The best way to do it, number one, don't wait until the holidays. Don't wait until like a couple of days before Halloween to say, let me see what I have. You need to be working. I started working on my holiday stuff in July. I was text messaging my friends. I was like, y'all, we need to get ready for the holidays. And they all ignored me because they thought, okay, this is kind of crazy. Like, we're getting ready for school. But no, you need to do inventory at least enough time ahead so that you're not overwhelming yourself. Like, let me clean this. Let me go grab that. Let me throw this away. And it lets you know what you have so that you're not spending and you're wasting money. So then you'll be like, oh my gosh, I have this, but it's tucked away. You want to get organized, have everything in the same space, and know what you have before you go shopping.
That's
less
the ticket.
stress, save money.
Have everything in one space. So if you're
for sure.
storing it in different parts of the house, you don't know what you have. Dee Brown, it's always great to see you.
Likewise, I love coming here. I love my family here.
We love you, and we love your entire family. The kids are getting so big, I can't believe it. All right, so Dee is always up to something, so check her out online, whether she's painting a wall or reupholstering a chair. We have put a link on our website where you can connect with Dee. Just look for that scene on Houston Life section of HoustonLife.tv.
So great to see you as
Thank
always,
you.
of course.